ATI Industries, located 10 miles east of Morgantown in Reedsville, West Virginia, is looking for driven, hard-working individuals to assist in our ever-growing business. Dedicated to leading the oil and gas industry in the inspection of drill string elements, downhole tools, casing, and rig handling equipment, ATI Industries has grown into one of the largest inspection companies in the Appalachian Basin. Servicing the greater West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania areas, ATI Industries has stayed committed to providing unsurpassed oilfield services with the highest standard of safety, reliability, and integrity to our employees, our community, and our customers. ATI Industries is located at 343 North Robertstone Way, right here in Reedsville, West Virginia. Come see us today.
Preston Memorial Hospital offers 4 locations in Preston County to complete your laboratory tests. Our friendly, qualified staff is happy to serve you in Kingwood, Reedsville, Fellowsville, and now our newest location in Brewston Mills at the Brewston Mills Medical Center, where no appointment is necessary as walk-ins are welcome on Mondays from 7 to 5, Tuesdays through Thursday from 7 to 3:30, and 7 to 11 on Fridays. For directions or questions, give us a call at 304-379-1103.
Brown's Mill Grocery invites you to stop by for anything you might need. If you're looking for a quick bite, Brown's Mill has buffet-style pizza, fresh subs, and cold drinks. Fill up your tank and your car's tank, too, with quality gasoline. Snacks, cold drinks, gasoline, anything you might need, you'll find at Brown's Mill Grocery. Brown's Mill Grocery at the corner of the Dogtown Road and Route 92. We look forward to seeing you soon at Brown's Mill Grocery.
Well, the polar vortex moves on, and we get back to basketball in the castle here in Kingwood as the Preston Knights get ready to take on the Morgantown High Mohegans, who are in for a visit here this evening. And it's a packed crowd of castle crazies and town folk here, and a pretty good group of folks making their way up the mountain on a warm day here. Unusual in February, but after the cold of last week, I think we're all ready for it. The Knights are ready to try and become a little bit resurgent, falling to 4-10 on the season. Their last loss against Wheeling Park, ugly. And it doesn't get any easier with Morgantown High. They come up against a team that is 9-6 on the season, doing very, very well, has had a few disappointments, not many. Terry Cochran is on the floor of the castle. He's got Coach Dave Tallman, and we're going there right now.
9-6 on the season. You're ranked 3 in AAA, and you come off a pretty good performance. Scored 105 points the other night. Come in Preston tonight. How do you keep your team focused coming up here on the mountain?
Well, they should be focused. You know, we've had 6 losses this year. We've played a really tough competitive schedule. We went through the gauntlet there in January, so now we get into some regional games and such that we think we could be successful in. So I think our guys are hungry.
You're coming in here tonight with your squad, and you got a pretty good size advantage over Preston tonight. You go try to pound that ball down the middle. Yeah,
for sure. It'd be nice for our guys to make layups every once in a while, but. Yeah, that's our game plan. We've got size on everybody we play. It's just a matter of putting the ball in the basket, and then when you get fouled and make your foul shots. We've struggled with that in our losses, and our guys have been working really hard at it, so we hope that continues to improve.
I was watching some of the JV squad coming up. You got some good ball players coming up off that squad here in another year or so.
Yeah, for sure. We got 3 freshmen dressing varsity and a plethora of sophomores, so the program is definitely healthy. I preach that to my seniors all the time. I said, hey, guys, if you don't start producing, we can go. The cupboard's not bare. We can go down and grab some guys. So I think that's motivated some of our older guys.
All right, Coach. Have a good game tonight. Thanks a lot.
Yep, thank you.
Back over to you, Steve.
Thank you, Terry. And as Coach Tallman said, he's got a plethora of players. I think that's the best possible way to put it. And although he has shown himself since taking over at Morgantown High to be an extremely proficient coach, the one thing you can't coach is height. And he's got that and plenty of it on this team. So size is going to be a problem for the Knights, as they will have to contend with a front line here that is big, that is very, very wide. On defense, they are going to be hard to get past, and on the offensive end of the floor, the Knights are going to have to bring their A game. They're going to have to shoot well from all quarters, because they're not going to be able to just have one or two set plays and try to run this ball down Morgantown's throat. Other teams have tried, and other teams have come up way short this season trying to drive the ball on Morgantown. So Preston is going to have a varied game plan and not rely just on those seniors and juniors. Good games certainly must be had tonight by Corey Piles, by Nick Smith, by Mauricio Barrow off the bench, or if he gets the start, no matter who's on the floor for Preston, they're going to have to bring the A game. But it's going to have to be a five-man effort from start to finish. They can't have anybody taking plays off. They're going to have to focus, be laser sharp, going to have a little luck shooting the ball. And for more on that, we're going to go down to the floor. Terry Cochran is with Coach Paul Kuntz, and let's hear about the Knights right now.
Coach Kuntz, you come in here tonight off a tough loss to Wheeling Park over at the Civic Center the other night. Now you're right back into it with the number 3 team in the state. And then you got the number 1 team, Martinsburg, coming in right after that. Man, you're in the gauntlet right now.
We sure are, Terry. And, you know, we haven't, just because of all the school being out, we haven't practiced since last Monday. So we practiced last Monday, played on Tuesday, and played on Saturday. And so, you know, our conditioning probably a little bit down, but, you know, that's what I told everybody in there, that we're going to have to play a lot of guys tonight. It's going to be a total team effort. Great team in Morgantown. You know, we're going to play with heart tonight and see what happens.
Well, they've got a big team, a physical team. You're going to have to really take it to their pressure and be able to withstand a lot of play down low tonight.
Well, not only the down low, they'll come out, they'll full court pressure us. We can't have 20 turnovers tonight. So if we take care of the basketball, we take care of down below, you know, we can be in this thing.
All right, have a good game, Coach. I know you're running short on time.
All right, thank you.
Good luck. Back to you, Steve.
Well, Coach Paul Kuntz, a man on a mission here, and that is to stiffen the spines of his Preston Knights, coming in off a tough loss against Wheeling Park, and with the number 1 team in the state just around the corner. Hard not to think about those things, but they can't be focused on the past. They can't be focused on the future. Right now, it's all do or die on 4 quarters of basketball right here in the castle as we get set to take on Morgantown. And it couldn't come at a better time, really, Terry. I mean, if you're going to play the tough teams, get them all out of the way here, get it over with. Yeah. We all know that the regular season is really just prelude to the playoffs, and that's what's coming. Hopefully the Knights can put on a good performance here tonight, and we'll see them do well against this Morgantown team. A win, well, that would take a near miracle to pull off. Let's go to the floor of the castle right now for our national anthem. Taking the floor now, the Preston Knight cheerleading squad, as they'll perform next.
Captain Avery Schaefer, Captain Caitlin Boyer, Lexi Grubb, Kaylee Brandon, juniors Caitlin Miller, Macy Roy, Ashley Belanger, Carly Chips, sophomores Sahara Belanger, Allison Chandler, Ariel Sayre, Madeline Shreve, Heidi Gidley, Bridget Marley, and freshman Riley Poe.
Now let's get set to meet the players.
Coached by Dave Coleman. Number 0, Malone. Number 1, Selders. Number 2, Felton. Number 22, Rudy. And number 23, Hayes. The coaches for the Knights are assistant coaches Kent Foltz, Steve Felton, and head coach Paul Koontz. Now the starting lineup for the Knights. At guard, a 5'10" senior, number 12, John Lockery. At guard, a 6'1" senior, number 4, Corey Piles. At forward, a 6'1" senior, number 11, Monty Ramello. At forward, a 6'3" junior, number 15, Nick Smith. And at a forward, a 6'3" junior, number 42, Zach Shannon.
All right, Terry, the Knights huddled down to our right and set to go. One of the biggest games of the season, Morgantown High.
Morgantown High out on the floor first. That's a good-looking squad. They're not ranked number 3 for no reason. They're big, tall, and physical, and they will be playing hard-nosed basketball here tonight against our Knights.
They will. The Knights are going to have to bring a 5-man total effort and bring the A game. And no matter who comes off the bench, they're going to have to contribute for Preston. Got to value the possession of the ball, stay out of foul trouble, limit turnovers and mistakes, and most importantly, can't have any scoring droughts. Going to have to score the ball and shoot accurately and not just leave it on the backs of a couple of players to provide all the offense here this evening.
Coach Koontz has started number 42, Zach Shannon, to get him a little bit more size. Morgantown down with the tip. Felton sets the offense for Morgantown. Preston in that 3-2 defense and a lob underneath. Good. Got it down to Selders as he broke into the paint and laid it over the glass.
And you looked at the timing on that and you just know it's something they've worked on till it's just automatic.
Back the other way, Rebello gets a rebound, tries to put it up a little bit too strong, and back comes the Mohegans.
Oh, ball off into the Castle Crazies, and a rare mistake by Morgantown. Miscommunication on the pass gives Preston a fresh start here.
Felton kind of airballed that pass out of bounds. Preston working now. Their leading scorer with the ball. Piles with it, picks up his dribble, gets trapped. They get it back out to John Noah Lockery. He'll drive into the center of the lane, get it up on the glass, and gets fouled. We'll go to the charity stripe. Good job by John Noah Lockery to take that ball strong to the hole that time. And the personal goes against Felton. His first, team's first.
Lockery good with the first. Nets them both, and we're in a 2-2 tie at the 6:50 mark. First period action. We're glad you tuned in here in Kingwood, where the Mohegans come up the mountain to play a road game against the Preston Knights.
Nice block on that far side. Selders took a shot from the baseline, and I believe that was Shannon with the block. Mohegans retain possession. Ball gets stripped. Here comes Smith the other way. He's going to take it to the hole. Up on the glass. Good. Nick Smith with his first deuce of the game. Mohegans trying to work the ball around the perimeter, and there comes the big shot from outside from Garrett Haynes. Get to Shannon on the other end. Shannon set up down low on the blocks. They found him. He got it up on the glass and scores it.
Nice ball movement. Everybody where they needed to be, and good communication for the Knights that trip down. Things breaking Preston's way with that foul, Terry. They'll face full court pressure here now from the Mohegans.
They called Malone with an elbow. It's his first personal. Big boy for the Mohegans underneath. Got a little elbow action. They caught him with it.
Ball gets away from John Noah Lockery on the far side over there on a errant pass. And Morgantown comes right back down, firing from the perimeter. A strong shot. Nick Smith battling for it, couldn't quite grab it before it got out of bounds there.
He had big Nick Malone all over his back. Call goes out against Preston. Now a shot from out on the perimeter, good.
Well, that's two from that same spot, and the Knights are going to have to make some adjustments here on the perimeter shooting.
They come right back with a full court press after that make, and now Preston's going to have to work through this defense. This is what's given problems in the past. They're going to get Alex Rudy with his first personal with a reach. That comes at the 5:03 mark.
First personal for Rudy, third team foul for the Mohegans against just one so far for Preston.
Get the ball into Rebello. Now he'll set up the offense out front. Lockery with it. He drives to the baseline. Nothing there. Brings it back out to Smith. Now Lockery's going to take one from deep. Good! John Noah Lockery. Big basket for the Preston Knights. Call goes against Lockery. That's his second personal. Shot just short that time by Selders. top of the key. Rebound Knights. Down at the other end, Corey Piles takes a shot. Selders partially blocked that. Now Piles returns the favor as he gets a block of his own. Lockery brings it into the front court. He's guarded closely. By Felton. Felton was all over Lockery, and then we had a travel call against Shannon. So another turnover, Knights. Knights are leading by a score of 9-8 with 3:46 remaining here in this first period. This 3-2 defense has worked well for the Knights so far. Ball off of Selders. So Knights will have it. They get it into Lockery. He's double teamed, tries to break the pressure.
And he draws the foul, Terry. That's that could have gone either way, but Preston's going to retain possession there on the foul. Morgantown picks up another team foul.
I believe that goes against Preston Hartman. That's his first personal. He just came into the game just a little bit ago, along with number 4, Mac McMillan. They get it to Smith. He crosses the timeline, kind of gets hacked. No call. Ball goes back over to the Mohegans. Still trailing by a point. Preston with Nick Smith out front. Puts that tall presence right out front. And a tripping foul. We're going to see who that goes against. They're going to call that against Lockery. That's his third personal, Steve, and he's going to have to come out of the game, which is going to put a lot of pressure on the Knights as they bring in Austin Matheny. Shot from down on the baseline, no good. A fight for the rebound underneath, and Piles finally comes out of there with it.
Quick hands by Corey down there along the baseline. Able to snatch that ball up.
Corey finally gets a shot off from deep, no good. Piles has jumped into the 5th leading spot here of all time for Preston County shooters.
Yeah,
he follows.
Fifth leading scorer all time at Preston High is quite an accomplishment for this young man.
There's a good group in front of him. Jimmy Galuski leads them all with 1,467 points. Corey now has 818 and building. Nice steal by Smith. He's going to bring it up the court. Going to take it all the way in himself. Lays it on the ground. Corey Smith, coast to coast. Or Nick Smith, coast to coast. Good rebound that time, down low by Morgantown's 24.
Oh, rimmed that one out. Good shot from the baseline, deep in the corner there, wouldn't drop.
Puffenberger in the game for Morgantown, already making his presence known, but Corey Piles just drives it hard into the paint, just short of the elbow, puts it up off the glass, and it's good. 13-10 Knights.
Like the way he created leverage for himself there, got in the air, and then used the glass to take that one home.
Another long three from outside. That was Mac McMillan. Just rimmed it out. It was a good-looking shot.
drop down in the hole, come right back out again. Matheny takes a shot from the far baseline. Little strong. Morgantown on the run. They got it down to Poffenberger, and he tried a reverse layup, got pushed in the back. We'll go to the line, Steve.
Preston right now with the 13-10 advantage as he tries to eat into that with the clock stopped here. And Morgantown will take advantage of that stoppage to get a little change in personnel.
They brought Shannon out, and they're going to, I believe they got Shane Felton into the game. So Carson draws Morgantown within one with time running out here in the first period. Smith going to take it in hard to the baseline with the left hand. He's being pushed on pretty hard by Preston Hartman. And I believe they're going to get him.
Yeah, they call that foul on the floor. And the Knights have 13 seconds in which to work here.
Kyle's looking for a screen from Smith. He gets bumped, and finally they call the block on Mac McMillan.
Well, that'll give Preston the ball out with 5.2. Not a bad maneuver there by Morgantown. They give that foul, force the Knights to get a clean inbound here, and then look for some kind of a quick shot with only 5 seconds.
Smith with it out front. He's going to have to drive in. He gets it in, puts up a floater right at the buzzer. No good. Just in and out.
Rattled that one around. Couldn't quite make it drop, but the Knights hold on to a 1-point 13-12 advantage at the end of the first quarter. That's all right. Do that 3 more times. Win by 4. I'll take it. Hey, we're going to take a quick break right here for these messages from the fine folks that bring you Preston Knight varsity basketball on Hometown TV. Back after this.
Ed B, do you know why I stopped you? Well, your sticker is dead, wires are coming out of your tires, and I heard your brakes squealing from way back yonder. You need to get to the tire ladies, get in alignment, get the brakes put on this thing, get it inspected, and while you're there, you might as well get your oil changed. And if you don't, next time I see you, you're getting a ticket. Barney, put that bullet away.
Rainbow Tire, the tire lady takes care of me.
Become part of the family at Preston Family Pharmacy. It's not just their name, it's their philosophy. They treat you like family.
Whether you've just left the hospital or a routine checkup, make Preston Family Pharmacy your neighborhood pharmacy your next stop. The friendly professional staff at Preston Family Pharmacy will make sure that you get the time and attention you deserve for all your pharmacy needs. Preston Family Pharmacy is currently accepting all patients.
Preston Family Pharmacy, Route 7 across from Walmart, Kingwood. They'll take care of you like family.
Happy New Year! Kent and Melissa with Delano's Furniture and Mattress. Celebrate the new year with us by saving big on our double-sided made in West Virginia mattress sets.
Yesterday's quality meets today's technology. A mattress you can flip. It'll last you year after year. Come experience the Delano's difference.
The Delano's difference. The Delano's difference.
We also have adjustable beds.
You like your downtime, right? Smokin' Jack's has 2 locations for fun and great food. Check out Smokin' Jack's in the former Schmidt Saloon, just off the I-68 Pierpont exit. First-class smokehouse food. You like wings? Well, try one of Smokin' Jack's trademark sauces. Or try all of them, and burgers to die for. Smokin' Jack's is all about having fun and a great atmosphere with live music and friendly folks. Smokin' Jack's in Morgantown and Reedsville. Come and see us today.
Back in the castle, and Terry, it's been a good start here for the Knights. They've done what they needed to do. Aided a little bit, I think, by just exactly what Coach Dave Tallman was alluding to in his interview with you pre-game. Morgantown, if anything, having a little bit of trouble scoring the ball right at the rim at times here. And Preston has been able to take advantage of that, has done well in terms of possessing the ball, not made too many unforced turnovers. And Morgantown will inbound it here to start the second period.
All right, here comes the Mohegans. Nice little floater in the lane, doesn't drop, but right there's Malone to clean it up. Nick Malone with his first points of the game. Puts the Mohegans up by 1. Now Powles gets it to Smith in the front court. They tried to get it down to Felton. Tipped out of bounds by one of the Mohegans. I believe that was Selders, got his hands on it. So the Knights will inbounds under their own basket. Tried to get it into Smith. Malone tipped it. Good box out that time by the Mohegans. They kept the Knights off the boards. That was good work by Rudy and Haynes. Knights staying at 3-2 with Smith out front. Now they'll drive around that pretty screen set by Nick Malone. Selders scores it. Mohegans stretching their lead to 16-13. And now Caleb Seipold enters the game for the first time. A little bigger body for the Knights. We'll see how he works against Nick Malone. Good drive by Smith. Smith put it up on the glass. It come down to Felton, and Malone just stuffed him. Knights try to inbounds. They get it to Piles. Got it to Seipold. Seipold hard up on the glass.
A lot of contact, no whistle till the ball had been kicked out of there. It's going to take a timeout here. Morgantown wants to talk things over.
We want to take this time to thank our two major sponsors that has tremendously helped us with all of our broadcasts. Preston Memorial Hospital, your home, close to home family hospital over here in Kingwood, and ATI Industries from Reedsville. Those two major sponsors have provided us with all of our coverage here of Preston Knight basketball. Steve, the Knights bring in Caleb, who hasn't played much in the varsity ranks.
No, but they need that big wide body that he can provide in there right now against this big Morgantown front line. And if he can just go in there and disrupt a little bit like he did right there, he got an attaboy from the coach during that timeout, because he went in there and immediately did what they asked him to do.
Selders with the steal, and he's going to run it out all the way to the hole. Just didn't score it, but he's going to get a. He's going to go to the line. Call goes against Piles. That's Corey's second. Selders misses the second, and Seipold comes down with the rebound for the Knights. He gets to Smith. Smith has Selders guarding him. Piles will set a screen. Now Smith's going to take it down, try to put up a floater. No good. Rebound out of there, all the way down to the hole. Lays it up. Oh, misses the layup. Selders. That ball was down deep and just did not go. And Rebello fights for the rebound on the other end. Smith up with on the glass, and he will get fouled and go to the line. Good effort by the Knights on the boards.
Yeah, good job staying with it down there. Ball went off the rim down here unexpectedly. Piles there to grab it, went all the way coast to coast the other way, and same thing happened to him. Lays it up on the iron, it won't fall in. And now Smith with one that bounds around high, and it won't drop.
I don't know how Selders missed the layup. That ball went down in and came right back
well, that
out.
thing was half layup, half dunk. He was above the rim, laid it soft off the glass, but it spun right out of there. And Smith has two spin out from the free throw line, and that's rare for Nick.
Good job that time by Felton as he brings down the rebound. Back come the Knights. Piles pushes it across the timeline. Gets it to Rebello. Morgantown in that man-to-man. Tried to get it down to Felton. And a good job underneath by Haskins. Gets it into Malone. Malone with a spin move. Got around Caleb that time. He goes to the line. Nice move by Nick Malone down on the baseline, Steve. He schooled Caleb a little bit.
Home crowd not real happy with that call, but the official right on top of it there. And the first one dead on the back of the rim and then falls through. So Morgantown breaks their little scoring drought and puts point number 18 on the board. And now 19. So 5:25 to go, and it's a 19-13 score, and Preston throws the ball away on the inbound, and that leads to two more quick points, and that's all Coach Kuntz wants. He's going to call a timeout, talk things over, Terry, because the Knights cannot stay stuck on 13 here.
No, turnovers, that was one thing we talked about in pregame, that he could not have 10, 12 turnovers in this ball game.
And that one was unforced. It's one thing if they're taking the ball away from you in good, heated head-to-head play, but the unforced turnovers are just momentum killers. And Preston had been able to substitute, put the 6th, 7th, and 8th man in there, and still play pretty evenly, and in fact create some havoc along that front line for Morgantown. But not being able to score the ball here for about the last 2 minutes, and now handing 2 more points to the Mohegans, making it a 21-13 game. That's teetering on the edge. You're walking along there looking right over the guardrail into the abyss.
Yep. They have to find a way to get some points back on the board here before halftime. They can't get themselves down by double digits and have any chance to stay with this great Morgantown team. Smith guarded by Haskins. Haskins very tough defensively. Get it to Piles. Piles going to put up a shot too strong. Corey's not untracked yet for the Knights. He just putting his shots up a little too quick. And from deep, Felton nails a 3. Not what Preston wanted to see.
That'll make it 24-13. Now, Coach Paul Kuntz is fired up.
Yeah, he's verbally upset. He just set him down there a few minutes ago and had a talk with him, and then they let a guy walk right out and hit a 3.
You go get him fired up.
And now the Knights come back out first, but they're huddled up there, and Corey Piles doing a little on-floor coaching, a little senior leadership there, especially the young guys. He's got them by the jersey, talking to them a little bit, settling them down here, letting them know what they've got to do.
Get it into Smith. Haskins all over Smith, and they're going to get Haskins. A little too much body down there on the sideline.
Well, he was trying to run Nick Smith into the sidelines there, get him to step on the boundary. And again, an unforced turnover, but Smith, having none of it, stood his ground, got the contact, and goes to the line.
Finally gets one to drop from the free throw line. They get it down to 10, can get it down to 9. With 4 minutes and 48 seconds remaining here in the second period. Back comes Morgantown. They're so quick. What a job by that young man. Felton all the way coast to coast and lays it on the glass. Good. Back the other way. Our Felton loses the handle on the ball, but somehow it goes off of him. Mohegan. Knights will retain possession. Try to get it into Smith. Haskins guarding Smith.
Yeah, he was being ridden over there in the corner. Haskins all over him.
Now they're going to get a foul on Selders. Smith started down the baseline, got cut off.
And every time he starts to drive now, Nick is facing a double team. Ball came in a little low, went off the foot of Smith, or off of his leg, off his shin. Morgantown takes over. 4:18 on the clock here. Leading 26-14. And free throws coming. First personal foul for Nick. 7th team foul for the Knights.
Haskins misses the front of the 1-on-1, but they got the rebound.
And that ball high off the iron hits the top of the structure there. So that's out to the Knights. So Preston gets another break here. Going to have to take advantage this trip down.
Oh, nice job by Morgantown. Cut that fast break off. And they come back the other way, but Smith with a big rebound. Last touch by number 5, Bechtel. Out to Preston. Full court pressure by Morgantown. Really bothering the Knights right now. They're going to have trouble getting it in. They finally do to Rebello. He's going to go all the way in, turn with his left hand, get it out to Smith. Smith misses one from about 15. Shots not falling for the Knights.
Mohegan's retained possession on the out of bounds under the basket there.
Mohegan's just running player after player in. They've got a deep bench, Steve, and it's really bothering the Knights now. It's starting to wear them down.
Well, every substitution that Coach Tallman makes, the Knights have to make some kind of an adjustment to.
Three minutes, 14 seconds remaining here in the second period. Knights down 26-14.
kick it out onto the baseline. And shot was taken by Felton. Out of bounds off one of the Knights. So Felton will inbounds under his own basket. And they get it into Malone. Malone just powers his way in and scores it. Big Nick Malone. He wasn't going to be denied down there in the paint, Steve.
No, not at all. Faced with two defenders there, he put a body into Nick Smith, put him down on the floor, and then turned and just went up with the big right hand and hooks that one in.
John Noe will go to the charity stripe with 2:44 remaining here in the half.
Lockery good with the front end of two.
Misses on the second. Back come the Mohegans. They're pushing it hard. Rebella out of there with the rebound for the Knights. He'll slow it down just a little bit. Get it back to Lockery out front. Time running down here in the second period. Piles with it out front. He's got Rudy dogging him. He tried to get the ball into Shannon down on the low blocks, and it caroms off his hands out of bounds. And Morgantown will have the ball with 2:14 remaining with a 28-15 lead. They really stretched it out here in the second period, Steve. It was close.
Yeah, they haven't by any means run away here. It's just been the mistakes that Preston has made. Smith knocked to the floor. Piles gathers up the loose ball, dances it up onto the rim, gets contact and a whistle. No call back at midcourt where Smith just got laid low as he tried to advance over the timeline with the ball.
Like that call went against Preston Hartman. That's his third. Puts Piles to the line. That's Corey's first points of this ball game. Came at the 1:55 mark here in the second period.
Well, Morgantown is well aware of Corey Piles' shooting prowess, and they are doing everything they can to dog him closely when he has the ball in his hands. So the free throw line is the only place he's had an open shot here really so far tonight.
Smith with the rebound on that miss, gets knocked to the floor, no call. Back comes the Mohegans the other way. What a rebound that time by Rudy. Smith fighting for the rebound against the taller Bechtel. And finally it's off, out of bounds to the Knights with 1:35 here in the half. Get it into Lockery. Lockery guarded closely by McMillan. Now they try to trap him out front. They get it to Smith. He's going to take one from three. In and out. Up on the glass, back off. Back comes Morgantown. Quickly down floor. And an offensive foul called against Bechtel as he backed in and took out one of the Knights down low. Gets called for a personal.
I think he put the body on Monty Rebello.
Shannon comes down to the bench. He got injured on that play. Now they get it into Lockery. McMillan all over him. Gets it across the timeline. Back out to Piles. Piles going to take one from deep. No good. Lockery in with the rebound. Went up against Nick Malone and gets Nick to tap him. Nick thought he had
you call that a tap. Okay.
Nick Malone thought he had a clean block.
Tell you what, really smart play by Lockery there. He knew what he was up against, but went straight back at it with that ball, knowing that he would get the foul.
Free throws killing the Knights in this game. They've missed 6.
Lockery 1 of 2 that time, and the Knights crawled just a bit closer at 28-17.
Oh, nice move down into the paint. And a rebound strong by Alex Rudy. Boy, he made a nice move down in there and got his own rebound, put it right back up.
Some of the adjustments that Morgantown has made on the offensive end have resulted in second chance opportunities, and that has really helped them extend this lead.
Haskins back in the game. He's been on Corey Powell's most of the time. Really has stopped Corey from getting any points. Now he's on Smith. Very good defender, good pick set. And now we get a call on the far sidelines. It goes against McMillan, which is going to put Smith to the line. He's had his troubles too from the free throw line tonight. He's only 1 for 4, which is unusual for Nick. Gets that one to go. 30-18 in favor of the Mohegans with 24 seconds remaining in the period.
Smith with 2 there, and the Mohegans now over half court, and they'll look to drain the remainder of the 20 seconds off the clock. Try to get a final score here if they can. Whistle will stop the clock with 5.1 remaining.
Called that on Rebello. And that's going to put Cameron Selders to the line with only 5 ticks remaining in the half.
Morgantown starting to warm to the task here. Free throw shooting, not real good for them initially, but getting better every time they get to the line here now. They're stroking them up there and getting points.
Powell's with a big rebound. And that's going to end the half.
Good defense by Morgantown on the run out there. Again, denying Piles the opportunity to do what he does best, spot up and shoot. But we come to the end of the first half. It's a 31-19 score. Preston on the wrong end of that, but playing hard and certainly not letting this one get away from them, Terry. They're coming out here giving it a good effort. Got to control some of the mistakes in the second half. They're going to have to play just about spot on perfect to overcome this deficit, get back in this one.
They're going to have to work a lot better against the pressure of Morgantown High. The full court pressures really bothered Preston. It started in the second period, and you can see they had it pretty close in the first period, but that pressure took them out of it.
And they need to make some adjustment that gives Corey Piles more scoring opportunities, more shooting opportunities. Going to have to find a screen or something that he can come off of and get open for shots, because he has been about as bottled up as any game I've seen him in all season long.
Yeah, Haskins has done a really nice job on him that second quarter anyways. He's a really good on-ball defender, and he's really took him out of this game so far.
Thought maybe we could catch Morgantown looking forward to the OVAC playoff coming up, but not to be. They're in fine form here, doing a good job tonight on the mountaintop. First half in the book, second half coming after these messages here on Hometown TV. So we'll be back with more after this.
ATI Industries, located 10 miles east of Morgantown in Reedsville, West Virginia, is looking for driven, hard-working individuals to assist in our ever-growing business. Dedicated to leading the oil and gas industry in the inspection of drill string elements, downhole tools, casing, and rig handling equipment, ATI Industries has grown into one of the largest inspection companies in the Appalachian Basin. Servicing the greater West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania areas, ATI Industries has stayed committed to providing unsurpassed oilfield services with the highest standard of safety, reliability, and integrity to our employees, our community, and our customers. ATI Industries is located at 343 North Robert Stone Way, right here in Reedsville, West Virginia. Come see us today.
Preston Memorial Hospital offers 4 locations in Preston County to complete your laboratory tests. Our friendly, qualified staff is happy to serve you in Kingwood, Reedsville, Fellowsville, and now our newest location in Brewston Mills at the Brewston Mills Medical Center, where no appointment is necessary as walk-ins are welcome on Mondays from 7 to 5, Tuesdays through Thursday from 7 to 3:30, and 7 to 11 on Fridays. For directions or questions, give us a call at 304-379-1103.
Brown's Mill Grocery invites you to stop by for anything you might need. If you're looking for a quick bite, Brown's Mill has buffet-style pizza, fresh subs, and cold drinks. Fill up your tank and your car's tank, too, with quality gasoline. Snacks, cold drinks, gasoline, anything you might need, you'll find at Brown's Mill Grocery. Brown's Mill Grocery at the corner of the Dogtown Road and Route 92. We look forward to seeing you soon at Brown's Mill Grocery. From humble beginnings, Stone Paving has emerged as one of the premier paving companies in the region. Stone Paving has been doing business for nearly 20 years and provides asphalt paving services to residential, commercial, and highway customers. They're pre-qualified with the West Virginia Department of Highways and have a history of meeting the most demanding schedules. Stone Paving has equipment and personnel that can complete any project, and they're committed to providing quality service at a competitive price. When you're planning your next project, call Stone Paving. You like your downtime, right? Smokin' Jack's has 2 locations for fun and great food. Check out Smokin' Jack's in the former Schmidt Saloon, just off the I-68 Pierpont exit. First-class smokehouse food. You like wings? Well, try one of Smokin' Jack's trademark sauces, or try all of them. And burgers to die for. Smokin' Jack's is all about having fun and a great atmosphere with live music and friendly folks. Smokin' Jack's in Morgantown and Reedsville. Come and see us today.
Halftime in the Castle as the Knights trail the Morgantown High Mohegans 31-19. Got themselves in a bit of a hole here, Terry, but nothing they can't climb out of if they come out here strong in this second half and can make the adjustments that lead to fewer turnovers, fewer mistakes, more shots made, and more shots for the right guys.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. They got to get the ball into Nick Smith's hands or Corey Powell's hands, try to get some screens for them and get them to where they can get some shots off. There was no field goals made by Preston in that second period. It was all from the free throw line. They only scored 6 points. On the other hand, Morgantown, a big second quarter, they scored 19. That's the difference in this game right now is the second period.
Yeah, Preston, as a matter of fact, came out 1 point ahead at the end of one. And you could just see Morgantown was a little lackadaisical around the rim. They weren't getting many second chance opportunities. They weren't rebounding well on either end of the floor, really. And Coach Tallman was not happy about it. Made some substitutions. I suspect talked to some of his starters while he had them over there on the side. Preston, meanwhile, got great play off the bench. You know, Paul Kuntz was able to go about 8 deep.
Yeah.
In terms of the players he was able to use in this game. Got what he needed from the big young guys, especially Cy Polk, who just came in and was a disruptor inside for that bigger Morgantown front line. And that helped Preston late in the first period. But in the second period, it was like the wind just went out of the sails. Offensively, the Knights just couldn't get anything done, and they started to let some of those mental mistakes and unforced errors and turnovers creep back in. They've got to eliminate that, and I know Coach Kuntz was vehemently upset at one point, probably about as angry as I've seen him in the huddle all season. Think he made his point.
Yeah, I believe he did, and now they just got to take care of the ball. They played. They showed Morgantown they can play with them. This Preston team's come a long ways. They're still not there quite yet. They still have a lot of younger players. They got some guys that got hurt in the early part of the year that they're missing now that could have really helped them out. So I'm not upset with the score, 31-19. I'd like to see them close it up a little bit. So we're about ready for second half action.
Indeed we are, and Morgantown will have it to get things underway as the horn sounds, and we're just set to go here.
Morgantown with their starting five back out on the floor. Rudy, Felton, I believe Selders is out there along with Malone. And they went with number 23, Haynes. So that is the starting five. They go deep into Malone. Malone misses the easy shot underneath. But Morgantown retained it. Selders with it. He's going to drive into the paint. He's trapped. He just throws it up on the rim. No good. Malone's fighting hard for it. And it's going to go out to Preston.
All right, the Knights defensively doing a good job that time.
Get it down on the glass. Felton lays it up from Nick Smith. Good job by Smith that time to find Felton wide open down on the blocks. Miss, big rebound. Out of there comes Smith. He gets it to Lockery. Across the timeline, he's guarded closely by Felton. Now to Piles. Piles down to Smith. He's going to drive the baseline. Reverse layup blocked by Selders. A great job that time by Cameron Selders. He saw what Nick Smith was about to do, and he went up high and blocked it.
Hard to come across that way and not make the contact on the arm.
Yeah, he did a great job defensively. Now Morgantown gets it in. They have had Rudy trapped, but Rebello reached in and they got him with the personal. He just needed to get in place and body up against him. He had him trapped down there on the baseline. A little too much reach. Morgantown working against that 3-2 zone of Preston. Now they lob it, try to get it into Selders. I believe that's something they talked about in the locker room. They're going to try to cross-court that pass down to Selders with a lob. It didn't work. Preston was ready for it. Into Smith. Now Piles almost loses the handle. Tie up on the floor, Rebello. He's down on the floor with Haynes over there. Possession to Morgantown. Crowd wanted a foul that time on a wraparound. They didn't get the call. So Morgantown keeps it. They get it to Selders. Selders cross-courts it. Good defense by the Knights. Pick out front. Now a shot from down on the baseline. Good. Gareth Haynes. His first triple. Well, no, that's his third triple this game. First of the third period.
Preston needs to find an answer here. And it's Piles streaking to the rim from the left side, up and in.
Finally, Corey gets untracked. Need to see him have a big second half here. 34-23. Mohegan's up. Cannot let him shoot from the baseline. Now they get Malone. We're going to call that on Nick Malone for a push underneath. And we're going to say that's his third personal. We'll see what the official scoring comes up with. They call it 3. Lockery. He's got Felton all over him. John Noah gets it across the timeline back to Smith, and they set it up. Smith has Selders working against him. Now he's going to drive to the baseline, put up a floater, in and out. Shane Felton with the rebound on the glass, no good. Rebello puts it back up, no good. Now a block underneath, but Piles will take one from deep. Back Felton again, working hard underneath against Nick Malone. That's 3 rebounds by Shane Felton underneath against the big, tall Nick Malone. Now Smith to the basket. And finally, Morgantown comes out of there with it. What an effort by the Knights on the glass. Back the other way. A give and go to Nick Malone. He scores it.
And unfortunately, you don't get any points for all that effort. You just get tired.
Yeah. They was working hard on the glass. Lockery all the way to the rim. Nice job by John Noah.
During that flurry of rebounds by the Knights, when Morgantown just couldn't seem to get a hand on the ball, I looked down to the left briefly, and Coach Dave Tallman was just apoplectic down there in front of the bench. He could not believe his Mohegans were letting the Knights out-rebound them to that extent.
Back the other way. Now we get a foul call on the floor. And they call that on Shane Felton. They call it on the floor, right? Haskins thought he was going to get to go to the line, but they call it down on the floor. Mohegans are used to being physical, and the Knights are coming out right now and getting physical on their own. A lot of bumping, a lot of pushing. This time they get Rebello, and now I believe Preston Hartman will go to the free throw line. Rebello, that's his 4th personal. Monty's going to have to come out of the game. We're going to see Caleb Seipold back in the game, along with looks like we're going to have Mason Hall in the game for the Knights. Ball goes out to White. So Preston will have the ball. 3:41 remaining here in the 3rd period. Down 37-25 to the Mohegans. Mason Hall with the ball. He's trapped by 2 Mohegans. He gets it, throws it away. A turnover as he tried to get the ball to Lockery.
Coach Tallman saw substitutions coming in there and immediately said, let's put the pressure on the new guy and see if he can take it.
Yeah. Knights staying in that 3-2. Seipold picks off a loose ball. Piles will bring it across the timeline and set it up for the Knights. Gets it to Seipold. Now back to Piles. Piles takes a shot, airballs it. And they call Mason Hall with a push underneath. It's his first personal. 15 foul on the Knights already in this period. McMillan tried to go hard to the rim. Ball got loose under there, and they give it back to the Mohegans. Now a shot from deep by McMillan, no good. John Noah Lockery fights for the rebound, comes off of a Mohegan, out of bounds to the Knights. Good job on John Noah Lockery to dive for that loose ball and get it kicked off of one of the Mohegans. So now Piles will try to get it up floor. Now they find Smith down low. Nice hesitation move up on the glass. Nick Smith. 37-27, down to 10. Knights working hard against this Mohegan team. Now we get a timeout by Coach Tallman.
Dave Tallman is not happy as he watches his squad out here. They seemed a little confused about what they wanted to run right there. And he's going to put his foot down now and demand better play from the Mohegans. In the meantime, everybody up off the bench for the Knights huddled around Paul Kuntz, and he is giving them a little talking to.
See over on the far sidelines, Coach Joe Jackson.
Preston County coaching legend.
Yes, he is. I know he coached down at Valley West up here. Taking on the game tonight. Tried to cut him off on the baseline. The ball on the floor. Hall comes out of there with it. Now Piles will come down and set it up. Gets it back to Hall. Now they're going to set it up. Over to Piles. Heavy pressure now by the Mohegans. Piles drives to the rim, no call. On the other end, a miss by Preston Hartman on a layup. Back comes Piles from the top of the key. Boom! Big three-pointer by Corey Piles. 37-30, the Knights close within 7 points of the Mohegans.
Much needed offense by Piles right there after the miss.
Big tray by Corey. And right back to the other side. Out of there comes a rebound, a loose ball, and the Knights get possession. Time Felton tried to get it in low, and it bounced off of one of the Knights players, and Preston come out of there with it. Now Piles with another deep three. Corey Piles from downtown closes the gap, 37-33 with 34 ticks remaining in the third period. What a breakout by Corey Piles. Scores 8 points here in the third period. They get it down low on the blocks. Now a shot from way outside, deep. Good job by Felton to score that tray. Piles with the turnaround with time running out off the back of the iron. But the Knights have closed the gap. It's now 40-33 in favor of the Mohegans.
And Corey Piles is starting to find some openings, some cracks that he can shoot through, and he's starting to find his range a little bit. That last shot, that turnaround, right on line, just barely strong, kissed the back of the iron and went straight up and out. But Preston here, as we make the turn to the final quarter, doing a good job. A break for these messages from our sponsors, and we'll return for fourth quarter action.
ATI Industries, located 10 miles east of Morgantown in Reedsville, West Virginia, is looking for driven, hard-working individuals to assist in our ever-growing business. Dedicated to leading the oil and gas industry in the inspection of drill string elements, downhole tools, casing, and rig handling equipment, ATI Industries has grown into one of the largest inspection companies in the Appalachian Basin. Servicing the greater West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania areas, ATI Industries has stayed committed to providing unsurpassed oilfield services with the highest standard of safety, reliability, and integrity to our employees, our community, and our customers. ATI Industries is located at 343 North Robertstone Way, right here in Reedsville, West Virginia. Come see us today.
The Transitional Care Program at Preston Memorial Hospital is an alternative for acute patients who need a little extra help before returning home. Services include physical, occupational, and speech therapy, patient and family education, personal care assistance, individualized care plans with daily activities, and 24-hour nursing care. Our team works to ensure a smooth return to independent living. For more information on the Transitional Care Program at Preston Memorial Hospital, visit us online or call 304-791-3733.
All right, we're back for the final quarter of action as the Knights actually outscore the Mohegans 16-9 in that third period, Steve, to claw their way back into this.
Yeah, a 40-33 score. It could have been a little closer than that, but Preston playing very, very scrappy here, and they've got the ball to start the fourth period here on the home court.
Piles with it out front. Now he's going to have a lot of opposition. He throws the ball away. They tried to get it over and to Shannon. Shannon lost the handle on it. But now we get a turnover by Mohegans. Jaheim Felton.
No, he carried the ball.
Yeah, they said he carried the ball.
He's shaking his head. Can't believe the call, but
back comes Lockery with Felton all over him. Now they get it to Piles. Piles looks around, looking for a screen. Nothing there. Smith drives it down in the paint, puts up a shot. No good. A fight for it. Ribello gets hammered down there. Up with the left hand. Good! Monty Ribello fighting hard underneath. Big turnaround shot. Closes the gap down to 5. They get it down to their main man, Nick Malone, right down on the low blocks, and he knows what to do with it. Goes straight to the hole. And he'll go to the charity stripe. Nick was set up perfectly down there, and they found him, and he just went up strong, Steve. As big as he is, he's hard to stop.
Yeah, he's going to muscle somebody out of the way there, or he's going to get the foul. Knights unable to stop the ball on that occasion, and so he gets a bonus shot here. And pretty good free throw shooter. So not what Preston wanted to give them, but that's what they got.
43-35, 6:57 remaining. Lockery up across the timeline. Being guarded heavily, gets it into Ribello. Ribello's being, come on, no call. They reached in all over Ribello, nothing happened. They let it go, and a run out down the other end of the court by Rudy as he scores it. Alex Rudy.
Yeah, I thought Ribello got manhandled a little bit there.
Piles with it out front. He's going to take a big three. Up on the back of the iron, no good. Monster rebound under there by Lamar Haskins.
And then a little floater at the other end. And a timeout called by Preston. Right as they were getting close, Alex Rudy took over for Morgantown. Scores 2 quick baskets for him.
Yeah, just that quick. They're back out to a 12-point advantage, and Coach Kuntz knows what he has to do in that situation. He's got to call the timeout and marshal his forces here, because the Knights, again, they're playing with fire a little bit. They've got to defend the basket, stop the ball a little better. Got to create some opportunities on offense for themselves.
And we see Coach Tallman down at the other end. He's
not entirely happy right now either.
No. He would like to see a lot better performance out of the Mohegans. They've only scored 47. They scored 105 points the other night up at Brook. Just walked away from it that game, 105-34, I believe it was. Then they come in here tonight, and they've only scored 47. So not the kind of output he wants to see.
Well, again, maybe his players looking just a little bit forward to that OVAC tournament that's coming. That's a big deal. Not that they're looking ahead too much, but you got to wonder, because the Knights have been able to distract them and harass them a little bit more here tonight than we thought they would be able to.
Powles has Rudy all over him. He gets it to Lockery. They're working it around the perimeter. They look for Smith. Smith bumped, loses the ball. No call. Underneath, Coach Kuntz visibly upset about that no call. There's almost a travel. But they get it to Malone. Malone all the way to the basket, and it rolls around the rim and drops through the hoop.
That's one in the first half that would have spun out. Now things starting to go his way a little more in close.
Yeah. Mohegan's getting away with some hand checks. A little bit of bumps. Smith down on the floor along with Malone. Malone comes out of there with it. Now the Mohegans push all the way to Selders. Up on the glass. Good. Carson Selders. And that was courtesy of Felton. Mohegans taking it to the Knights. 51-35. Nine points in this final period to Preston's 2, Steve.
Well, the Knights have allowed this swing here, and they've got to get some offense going once again.
Smith working hard, finally gets a call on the baseline as he drove it in down hard, tried to get it up on the glass between two defenders.
Yeah, the hard work for Nick here in the second half has been getting that whistle to blow.
Thought that was going to kick back out. It stayed in the hole. 51-36. Good rebound out of there by Monty Ribello. Behind his back to Smith for 3. No good. Hits the top of the backboard, out of bounds to Morgantown. Nice job by Ribello to come out of there with the rebound. He went behind his back, found Smith down on the baseline at the 3-point mark, but he couldn't get it to drop.
Yeah, good wide open look that time for the Knights, and they can't take advantage of it.
Smith can hit that three-pointer if he gets the right opportunity. Shot goes on the glass, hard. Here comes the Knights. They get it down to Ribello. Ribello gets the ball slapped out of his hands. Good defensive play that time by Jaheim Felton to stop that layup.
Monty Ribello doesn't get taken advantage of that way very often.
Now Lockery saves it, gets it to Smith, and they're going to call him for Carry. They call him for a carry down on the baseline. Coach Kuntz very upset.
Yeah, he's demonstrative, and I hope our camera wasn't on him because he didn't call that a carry. He called it something else, and I'm not going to say what that was.
Ball up on the glass, no good. Rebound, they get it into the big man, and he's hammered. Malone deep into the paint. Piles had no opportunity but to slash him across the arm as he was going up for a layup. So Nick Malone to the charity stripe. I got him with an unofficial 11 points so far. Make it 12. 52-36. 3:25 remaining on a turning clock here in the final period. Smith's going to take it all the way in. No good. Back the other way. Rudy scores it. And a call against Rudy. Picks up a personal foul on the inbounds. Now they get it into Lockery. 54-36, 3 minutes to go in the game. Morgantown handily out front now, as their pressure defense took charge here in this final period, limiting the Knights. Felton with the turnaround shot, no good. And they're going to call, I believe they're going to call Jaheim Felton with a shove. He didn't like that call. Lockery out of there with it. Fight for the ball, Rebello and Luke Bechtel. Somehow, some way, Preston comes out of there with the ball. I thought it came off of Rebello.
Knights lucky to retain possession there that time.
It's really getting pretty chippy here with the final 2:32. Felton. No, that wasn't Felton. That was Corey Piles. Got it up on the glass. Now a fight for the rebound between Smith and Lamar Haskins. Haskins is a strong young man. He's hard to rip the ball out of his hands. They stretch it out. Now they're going to have to push that 3-2 defense out a little bit farther. They're going to get an elbow call against Nick Malone as he was trying to shield a player for the Knights away from the ball.
Yeah, Corey Paul's got a hand on the ball, tipped it out of there and going after it. Got sort of arm barred there.
Up on the glass, good job by Rebello to split two defenders. We're going to see they call it on number 5, Luke Bechtel. That puts Rebello to the line. 2 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. Free throw shooting tonight has just been atrocious for the Knights.
Well, here in the fourth period, shooting in general has kind of abandoned the Knights.
They've only got 4 points here in this final period. And it's going to remain that way as Rebello misses both free throws.
And again, that's an uncharacteristic thing.
Malone with the ball, he's double teamed and they're going to put him to the line. 17 foul on the Knights. He'll be in the 1-and-1. job by John Noah Lockery as he, that's his 4th foul. He's going to take a bench. Mason Hall comes in. Miss, but out of there comes Morgantown High. Big rebound that time by Alex Rudy on that miss. Now he takes it to the hole all the way on the glass. Good, Alex Rudy. He has been a lot of their offense here in the 4th period, Steve. 8 points here in the 4th and final period for Alex Rudy. He kind of took the game under his own power and stretched out that lead for Morgantown. And he gets it to go. It's 3 points the old-fashioned way. So Preston with 136 down, 57-36 to the Mohegans. Smith takes it down on the baseline with a little turnaround move in the paint, scores it. Nick Smith. His first 2 points of the 4th period. Like, he needed to see a lot more out of Nick in this final period. They chase Selders. Selders all the way to the hole, lays it up good. Nice job by Carson Selders, or Cameron Selders.
We charge into the final minute regulation here.
Get it to Piles. Piles got it to Felton. He was blocked. Selders goes for the dunk on the other end. And Smith fouls him and puts Selders to the line. Selders way up high. Just couldn't get it to go in the through the silk. Wholesale substitutions coming in for the Mohegans now with 45 seconds remaining. We've watched some of these young men play in the JV game. They've got a good core group coming back next year. For the Mohegans.
They're loaded.
They are loaded. Cam Rice is in the game now, along with Max Washington. And Selders scores it, I believe. I didn't see that for sure, but 33 seconds, Smith to the hole. Good, Nick Smith. Nice baseline drive by Nick Smith. He'll go and get the and one. Coming into the game for the Mohegans, Alec Poland. We watched him in the JV game. He's a three-point specialist. That young man can shoot.
Oh, yeah, from way downtown.
Oh, yeah.
He could probably have stayed home in Morgantown and made a couple.
They give him the opportunity from the outside. He will drill it. Also, Brooks Gage in the ball game for the Mohegans, along with number 33, I believe.
They're going to wind the clock. And that is all she wrote.
Yeah, great job. Good, strong work by the Knights tonight here, and a great job by the Mohegans to stretch it out in that final period.
Yeah, they showed you why they're number 3. There's no doubt about that. They've got the strength. They've got plenty of talent coming off the bench. And even when they're not having the greatest of nights, and my contention is they didn't have a great night tonight, Coach Tallman will have a lot of things to work on in practice, and he may be happy about that to get them ready for OVAC play. But for Preston, it may sound disingenuous, and I'm not trying to be a wise guy when I say That's about the closest 20-point loss you can have. Preston really came out here, and had they been able to put together 4 really good quarters of basketball, the way they played the first and in much of the second quarter, this game would have been in question down to the final minute or two.
Yeah, in that final period, Alex Rudy, he just took charge. Scores 9 big points for the Mohegans to stretch that lead out for them. And then Nick Malone, you know, he ended up with 12, unofficially 12 points. I've got Cameron Selders with 10. Looked like Felton got 8. Alex Rudy with 15 big points for Morgantown tonight. And Garrett Haskins chipped in 9. And Luke Bechtel or someone else, I'm not sure which one. No, it was Puffenberger got 4. So that was most of the scoring for them.
Yeah, all around good performance for Morgantown. They got a lot of contribution off the bench. Preston just didn't have enough shooting to overcome that.
No, Corey come out in the second half. He ends up with 13 points, and you know he only had 3 in that first half. So he did a nice job in the second half for the Knights.
He found more opportunities. The Knights worked to get him better looks. He took advantage of most of them. Missed a couple of tough shots. But was very, very active and did a good job on both ends of the floor handling the ball.
Yeah, Smith, he contributed 13 also. Nick, he had a good game. John Noah Larkery played well tonight. He had 3, 6, 8, 10 points himself. So that was most of the scoring for the Knights. Great game, great defensive game for the first 3 periods anyways for the Knights. And then they let it kind of slip away from them.
Yeah, and they got to go right back on the road now, go up and see the boys in the dog pound at North Marion. No easy feat that, and then they come back home on Saturday, and Murderers Row continues. You know, a couple years ago I would have said, North Marion, that's not a break.
No.
But North Marion is the break they get before number 1 comes in here, Martinsburg.
Right.
We're still trying to negotiate terms on the start of that.
Yeah.
Somebody wants 5 o'clock, somebody wants 7:30. Not sure how that's going to go. Folks, there's going to be some basketball up here on Saturday on the mountain. Stay tuned and find out exactly what time you should show up. But number 1 team in the state coming in, and Preston going to have another tough task on their hands as they get set to take on Martinsburg and push into the final portion of the regular season.
Hey, we got to thank our major sponsors tonight. Preston Memorial Hospital, your close to home family hospital, and ATI Industries from Reedsville, Steve. They're our major sponsors. We got a lot of other sponsors that help out too, and you see their commercials that hit, all through the season to help us out. But we got to especially thank Preston Memorial Hospital and ATI Industries. I think that's going to wrap it up.
Yeah, it is. I will just say this, folks. I know been a little difficult since the polar vortex rolled in. Equipment failure at the Atlantic Broadband Hub has caused us to be on and off the air quite a bit. You may be watching this on the YouTube feed, on the channel there, wherever, however you're watching. We thank you for tuning in to Hometown TV. They are bringing in some new equipment, promise to help us make the pictures even a little better for you. So we're working on it. We'll get that done, and we'll be back with more Preston Knight varsity basketball, both the boys and the girls, as we wind into the final part of this 2019 portion of the season. Here in Kingwood, I'm Steve Blake. He's Terry Cochran. For our camera operators tonight, Dan Sims and Bob Meisner. And our technical director tonight, as always, Rick Walker. The whole crew, we thank you for tuning in. So for the final time here tonight, good night.
Good night, everyone.
Recent studies have shown that people who complete a cardiac rehabilitation program can increase their life expectancy by up to 5 years. Preston Memorial Hospital's cardiac rehab team helps you begin and maintain a treatment plan that works for you. They offer education and support to make healthy lifestyle changes that fit your needs. We're here to help you live longer and enjoy life. Most insurance plans are accepted. Please contact your doctor or a cardiac rehab center at 304-329-3429.
Brown's Mill Grocery invites you to stop by for anything you might need. If you're looking for a quick bite, Brown's Mill has buffet-style pizza, fresh subs, and cold drinks. Fill up your tank and your car's tank too with quality gasoline. Snacks, cold drinks, gasoline, anything you might need, you'll find at Brown's Mill Grocery. Brown's Mill Grocery at the corner of the Dogtown Road and Route 92. We look forward to seeing you soon at Brown's Mill Grocery.
Happy New Year! Kent and Melissa with Delano's Furniture and Mattress. Celebrate the new year with us by saving big on our double-sided made in West Virginia mattress sets.
Yesterday's quality meets today's technology. A mattress you can flip. It'll last you year after year. Come experience the Delano's difference.
The Delano's difference. The Delano's difference.
We also have adjustable beds.
You like your downtime, right? Smokin' Jack's has 2 locations for fun and great food. Check out Smokin' Jack's in the former Schmidt Saloon, just off the I-68 Pierpont exit. First-class smokehouse food. You like wings? Well, try one of Smokin' Jack's trademark sauces, or try all of them. And burgers to die for. Smokin' Jack's is all about having fun and a great atmosphere with live music and friendly folks. Smokin' Jack's in Morgantown and Reedsville. Come and see us today.